know the words, tongue holds the power of life and death. And like you can say some things that'll make someone go out and create or do the worst, make the worst decision of their life off your song, you know?
Like fondue, yeah, and I'm pushing it to the limits. It's really hard to stop my drive like I was whipping a Honda with no brakes over the speed limit on the ice-covered road.
Welcome to the Musician Secrets podcast. Today I have N.E.M.G with me, so Sean, Greg, and Jamar. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you on.
Excited to be here.
Excited too. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited because this is definitely something very different, and I love just the combination that you bring together in your music. So just introduce yourselves. Who are you? What got you to music and to songwriting, and then kind of what got you together as a group?
Cool beans. So I'll start off. My name is Sean Streeter. I'm the founder of N.E.M.G. I have been doing music for 20 plus years. I started playing drums when I was like 5 or 6. So that led me into marching band and playing drums for the choir and stuff at church and things like that. As far as like songwriting, I got into that around high school. I used to be a singer in a group, but that wasn't all the way my niche. So I started rapping per se, probably like my 12th grade year of high school. And then whenever I got into college, like it got more serious. I started concentrating more on production and really honing in on the skill or whatnot. So that was like early years of college is when I started rapping for real. And then as far as like how things are now, I'm a believer, so follower of Jesus Christ. And so whenever I got saved back in 2010, I kind of had a dilemma of music. Like I still had a passion for it, but I didn't want to do it the same way. So I quit myself personally. But through some mutual friends, they kind of got me inspired to dedicate my music back to God. And so I did a project years ago, just started with a song, Jesus Loves Me. And it's kind of just been going from there. And my initial project, I showed it to Jamar. He liked it. He was kind of in the same dilemma at the time he can express. And so me and him began to formulate the group then. And then me and Greg are childhood friends. And so he kind of came in along the way. So that's me as a whole.
Awesome. Yeah. I can kind of relate to that as well. That's really cool. So we'll just go around. So Jamar.
Yeah, so just like Sean said, I was kind of in the same dilemma. I've been rapping, for super long, almost 20 years. Actually, more than 20 years now, actually. And I started off just battle rapping. I used to DJ. I got into DJing with my best friend Dave, Prophet. And it's funny because I'm actually staying in my mom's old house. So he actually stays down the block. So it's kind of funny to even talk about this because a lot of the stuff I'm about to talk about happened in this house. We started battle rapping each other. He saw that I was quick with jokes because I used to be the class clown from 6th grade to 12th grade in high school. I was like the class clown. I was quick with the jokes. Something, I was quick with it. Like I didn't let people bully people with jokes because I was bullied when I was little because I was a pudgy kid. So instantly I was like, oh, so you guys want to crack jokes. I grew up on Richard Pryor, Rudy Ray Moore, Dick Gregory, all of the, George Carson, like all of the great legends. So that was like in my mind. And then as far as they would come up with jokes fast, that's what helped me with my freestyling and battling. So I was really good with that. And when I got to college, I entered a battle that Ninth Wonder judged at the university I went to. And I won. He was like, you have a lot of potential and you should really keep going with this. And he kind of helped me out a little bit and mentored me in areas. And fast forward, I started rapping with groups. And I actually found a group that I really clicked with and jailed with. And I joined the church Sean was at. And around this time, I was still rapping with the group. Things were happening for us. We were about to be on Two Dope Boys. Everything was in full motion of what you want.
Wow.
The guy was like, no. He told me, he kept telling me no, I couldn't sleep. He's like, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean? This is my dream. This is what I've been wanting to do. And I met Sean. I just stopped rapping, you know, because it literally got to the point where I couldn't even put the words together. Yeah. And I met Sean. This was months later. Met Sean, and I mean, we were already close. He was like, "I want you to hear something." And he let me hear "Jesus Loves Me," and after we got together, we made a song called "Jesus My Redeemer," and it's been on since then.
Ever since then.
Been on since then. Literally, yeah.
That's a journey. That's a wow. That's just like up, downs, everything.
Oh, it's a lot of roller coasters with mine. It's all of us.
Yeah.
I just love it when, you know, God just has a different plan for you, and he's like, you think, yeah, I'm on it. I'm here. I'm going, right? And then God is like,
he's like, nah, yeah. You need to bust that U right there. Go ahead and bust that U-turn. Right. Put it in neutral. Hop in the back. We're going downhill. You want me to go downhill in neutral? Yes, right now.
Yeah. Story of my life. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Oh gosh, yes. Yes. Gregory, how did things get started for you?
So I've been doing music just like these guys for a long time now. I started out singing. My dad would take me, he was an evangelist, and he would take me and my family different places in churches, and would sing with him sometimes, and also he would, you know, preach at the different churches that he went to. That led into doing music. As far as I joined the band when I was in middle school, and that's where I met Sean at. And this was like 6th or 7th grade, something like that.
Wow.
So we stayed pretty, way back. We go way back. So we stayed pretty tight all throughout school, high school, college, everything. But in between that journey, you know, we, like he said, we had a couple groups that we were in. I was still singing, and I also picked up rapping. I started rapping more than I did singing, because I felt like that was my strongest point, was rapping. And in between that time, you know, I was doing production, making beats and stuff like that. And after that, I went to college, and, you know, we still kept in contact, but, you know, I kind of was doing my own thing. I kind of ran from God, and, you know, I was doing secular music and all that type of stuff. And so God he literally put me in a position where I couldn't do anything but trust him. And he was like, you know, I'm putting you in this position, and, you know, you're just gonna have to trust in me. Like, he put me at my lowest point, and he was like, you know, it's either me or it's nothing. Literally.
Or nothing.
For real.
I changed my life around and rededicated my life to God, and ran back into Sean. After I ran back into Sean, he introduced me to Jamar, and then it was just on from there. So.
Oh yeah. I was telling Sean when I first heard Greg, I was telling Sean for years, I was like, Greg is the one. He's like, I was like, Greg is the one. Greg is the one. And then I used to get on his nerves a bit, because I wouldn't stop about it. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, I hear it. I hear it. Don't you hear it? He's like, I hear it. I was like, no, do you hear it? Greg is the one. I could just, you know, sometimes when you get that, it's kind of funny sometimes how the Holy Spirit to do. Sometimes he'll give you you know, the audible words, and that's nothing wrong with the audible words. But then sometimes what really gets me is, and Sean and Greg can tell you with me, he'll pull on me, and I'll get, you know, I'll get adamant about something, and they know I'm adamant about something. It's something to this, because Jamar's adamant about it, and I'm like, yo, Greg is the one. Greg is the one, because they can freestyle. I know Greg is the one. And then Sean be like, well, I say, no, Sean, you gonna be the one too. Like, you know, just keep telling them, like, y'all don't know. Like, the Holy Ghost is showing me this is it right here for me. This is the way that I'm supposed to do this. Period. You know, I tried a lot of different ways. Like Greg said, the music was secular. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even sing or play some of the songs that I have for my children now.
Right.
It was that left field, you know. Right. And I'm like, yo, that's not even my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in my heart, I want my mama to be, I want my grandma and my stepmama to be able to listen to my music.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And my students. If my students can't listen to it and my children can't listen to it, like,
I'm going for.
it's not meant for me to make.
Exactly.
I mean, I love it because I love how just, you know, if you just let go and trust God, he'll just make it happen, right? He's like, I know what I'm doing. Just trust me on this. You need to be here. You need to be there. You need to be there. It'll all come together and it'll be perfect. And just trust me. And for some reason, we have such a hard time letting go sometimes because we think we know best and I know what I'm doing when really we have no idea what we're doing. And he's like,
No clue.
I know. Just trust me. Like for some reason, it's really cool, you know, what you guys get to do. And I mean, it's just really connected with me, definitely on a different level because it's, you know, I'm a believer. I go to church every Sunday. I'm a strong believer. And so when I hear music like that, I'm like, oh, like this is good. Like and that's definitely something I look for, and so I'm like, I need to have these guys in the podcast. Like, this is so cool. Like, they ask me to talk to them, like, pick their brains. So thank you for being on.
We are on it.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. So, walk me through your songwriting process. So, when you go, do you like sit down and write it, or does one come up with the concept and the other one does like the production, or how do you come up with lyrics? Is it more collaborative, or kind of everyone has their kind of thing they do?
So it's everything that you just said. We COVID put a spike in everything in a sense to put a stop to a lot just for us to be safe with our families. But like the goal was to like once a month because we all don't live in the same place. So I live in Creedmoor, Jamar lives in Durham. Like we're closer. It's probably like 30-minute difference, 20-minute difference.
Mm-hmm.
But Greg is back home from where I'm from, so that's more of a 2-hour difference. And so since we're not like at arm's reach anymore, the plan was to get together once a month. Like we'll decide on these are the songs we're going to look at recording, and you kind of come prepared. But when COVID hit, it kind of messed that plan up in a sense. So like we can utilize So Sweet. So Sweet is like a healthy blend of our identity. Mm-hmm. The first verse, we passed it along, but it's all written. So everybody just kind of we sat in the room in the studio. We kind of just wrote what came to heart, and that's what we went up to the microphone with. The second half of it is the second part of our identity, where we kind of punch in, or it's more like pray and allow the Holy Spirit to speak. And so Jamar is like the freestyle man. Yeah. And so me and Greg are like, we kind of there, but
forget my verses.
Jamar is the freestyle man, so he can go and just freestyle for days and find, plethora of verses. Where I know for me, I have to kind of punch in, so I can step up to the plate and maybe get like 4 bars out, and I'll have to stop, recalibrate, and then I'll pick up from the end of that. But that's what we done on the second portion of So Sweet, is that we kind of just let it flow. And then if you listen closely, you can hear how each person picks up off the last line or the last word. And that's how it kind of works seamlessly. So we have different ways of doing it. All of them are cool in their respective place. My favorite though is the second portion of what I call the freeze. So I love doing it like that.
Let's see, look, and the thing about it is, these two guys, they're really good at the freestyling and all that. I consider that to be one of my weaknesses. Like, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I put it like Jamar and Sean, those are the guys, they're really good with the freestyling and coming with stuff off the top of the head and all that. I have to write my stuff down. That's my strength. I got to write it down.
He got it. Sean told me the same thing when we first started the tape. So I did a tape before my son, right after my son was born. It dropped in, was it 2013, right, Sean?
Yes.
13. My son was born in October. We dropped it on my birthday. And that tape I completely freestyled. There's only one song on there that I actually wrote, and that is The Decree, and that's because God woke me up out of my sleep, and he told me to write the lyrics, and he gave me the first 3 lines of the verse, And it was, I declare and decree everything around me shall be exactly what God made it to be. As a brother MC, I pray that you see the righteous light of Jesus Christ who gave his life for you and me. And that's what God kept playing in my mind. I was sleeping. It kept playing in my mind. I got up, he said, go to the computer, and he gave me the bars. So, but the same way that hit me, that's the same way he'll touch me when I'm rapping freestyling. And Greg got it. So Greg has it because Sean got it. When Sean got it, I saw it. And Greg is almost there. He just doesn't know it. Because the thing is, every joint is going to supply. The word tells us that. So if just like the disciples walk with Jesus, they couldn't comprehend everything that the Elohim put inside of him.
Yeah.
Walking with the word of the Father within him, and he's of the holy bloodline of the Father. So then on top of that, he got the Holy Spirit too. His blood has to be sprinkled on the earth, spread on the earth in order for the Holy Spirit to be released. So those are all with us because we're all walking in that. We're all walking in the Trinity as we live as believers. So I believe that he already got it. I know he say he don't have it, but trust me, the way that brother right, he got it. He got it.
I gotta say, I have so much appreciation for rappers, period, because I can't get my mouth to move that fast, and plus I have a really bad memory, so I forget like the lyrics to my own songs. I'm just like, and I'm not slow motion compared to you guys. You know, I'm just like, oh my God, like what am I? So and then freestyling on top of that, and just having it come, I'm just like, that just blows my mind. And I mean, what you guys are pulling off is like a whole new level where I'm just like, dang, like that is just, you know, I wish I could do something like that, but in my mouth just doesn't, in my brain, like they just don't function that way. They're just, you know, compared to you guys, I'm doing like slow motion songwriting. So I think it's so cool. Like, you know, I just want to appreciate you guys for what you're doing and for, you know, the good and positive energy you're putting out, and also like as believers putting that out there, because I think it's harder, kind of, you know, I don't know how with you guys, but sometimes I feel judged by telling that, you know, I believe in Jesus, you know, he's my brother, and I believe in God, and it's you know, it's not cool. Kind of, we're kind of getting there when people kind of believe in karma and the universe and stuff like that, but you know, but to kind of be like, yeah, I actually go to church. Well, now it's over Zoom, but like every Sunday, it's kind of weird. They're like, what? Like, yeah, I actually enjoy it and I like it. I need it actually, but you know, I don't know how it's for you guys, but that's how I
know. Me personally, the amount of friends that I've lost ever since I have decided to follow God, that alone is just, that's something else. I've lost so many people along the way. It seems like every time that I mention the word God or mention Jesus, a lot of friends, a lot of people just, oh man, they just leave my side. So yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah. Friends completely tell me, well, the way that I left the group that I was in, I really went cold turkey at a very pivotal time for the group.
Yeah,
it was already a bad taste in their mouth. Boy, when they heard what I was making, they told me, you say God too much, you say Jesus too much. You can say it different ways. You don't have to say it, and they just stopped listening to my music. I just had one of my friends that I'm really close. He actually listened to some of the songs we just made, and he said some of the most positive things I never would have thought he would have said. He was like, this is fire. He was like, the way that y'all sound, y'all sync each other is like, it's just the beats. He's like, dude, this is crazy. Like, he was giving amazing praise. And I'm like, but that's also to the growth of him as a man and a father. But I remember what he told me in 2010, 2011, it was harsh. You know, because I went home, man, and I mean, honestly, my spirit was almost broken, because it's like I'm rededicating my life to Christ. Everything around me is coming alive. I see everything differently. I'm whole. I'm not broken. You know, I'm not just smiling when I'm with y'all and crying when I'm in the house by myself. I'm actually like overjoyed. I'm truly like my true self. Yeah. So like, I want to share this with you, and you can't even hear it. It sucks. It sucks sometimes, but the beautiful thing about what we have is, you know, really encourage each other, you know, like these brothers will be making songs and I'm like their biggest fans, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, listen to their music. Like I tell them, I'm like, yo, when I'm listening to y'all music, I can't listen to nothing else because it's so good. And I'm not saying that because they're my brothers. I'm saying that because it's so good. It's really that good, you know? And I'll play it and the kids will start singing it. Then my wife starts singing, and then we're all singing their songs in the house. Like, that's the power when you know that you're called for it, and you have to really stay steadfast with it, because there's a lot of things. We see people in our area that will rep for God one minute, and as they go through something, they're in their music, they're talking about women. I know 2-3 guys right now. You know, there's a guy in our area. He was once performed at our church, and all of a sudden he's on the local independent scene talking about other stuff. I'm like, dude, you cursing in your music? Your mama didn't raise you this way. The father's definitely not pleased with that. No judgment, but I'm saying,
right,
gotta be a standard. People are looking at us. They're saying, "Oh, he's in church and he's doing that. Well, I can go to church and I can do everything I want to do too, and still pursue my dreams and put God second."
Yeah.
Right.
That's not it. That's not it.
Yeah.
And I know for me too, y'all was just talking about like the whole, I guess, repping for God and the music and stuff like that. I know whenever I made the adjustment, I left. So I was me and Greg left before I did, but we both was in a group. It was the last group we were in. It was called Empire. So it was about 6 of us friends from back home where we were. And at that time frame, we had made a mixtape, and like this, it's one of those things I know feeling wise, like the sound of what we were doing was far beyond anything that I have heard. And like we hadn't perfected it yet, but it was just the stuff that we were considering cool and creating.
Yeah.
Like it was beyond. And like when we used to get together and record, like our friends from high school would come and chill with us in the booth. Like, so the booth was one of my friends, his shed in the backyard. It was his dad's shed. And we had a sectional in there with a Dell computer, a tower desk on the nightstand. We had the Logitech surround sound speakers. They were like throughout the whole place. Workout equipment over here to the right, had a bench press, punching bag. Like there was the spot Xbox 360 in there. Like, it became the hangout area. And like we were so focused on what we were doing, we didn't even realize that we had people that really just wanted to come and be around what we were doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like we would literally have 3 or 4 people in there that didn't know music at all. They just wanted to come and see what we were creating. And I know, like, so leaving the group or whatnot, it was at a pivotal time because I could hear our sound was changing, and we could have went places, but like God just had a different avenue for me. So when I left the group, my thing was, it wasn't all the way people like saying hurtful things to me. It was my mind personally making me believe that I can't go around people, I can't talk to people because this is what I do. So I went through the whole thing of like, all right, I'm free. Like God has set me free. You know, I have a clear vision. Things are coming together in my life, but then I'm placing these blockers or a block within myself of, well, I left them on stuck, and you know what I'm saying, I began to beat myself up about something that God had, something that was great, to be honest. And so I went through a good year of trying to figure that out. And so whenever I made the song Jesus Loves Me, I kind of talk about that a little bit in a sense, or that was my way of venting on that. And once I changed my mindset about that, everything was kind of, I just left it as it is what it is. This is what I'm doing. This is what I stand for. I began to go back home and see some of my friends. And when I noticed that they didn't treat me any different, it was like, all right, this is what's up. Like the relationship ain't all the way like it was, but at least we have a rapport. So it's like, I didn't leave you all the way hanging. Still left some time, but.
Right.
Yeah. But what would you say makes a good song for you guys?
I'm gonna have to take the line that Jamar, me and Jamar vibe by this. Eshawn Burgundy is one of our favorite gospel rappers, the CCH rappers, and he said, "If it don't touch my soul, I can't rock with it." In so many words. So for me, a good song is honesty. Of course, you got to have a good vibe or whatnot with the music or whatnot. Like professionalism is everything, but when you get to the core of it, it's like, where's the honest heart about it? Whatever it is you're talking about, where's the heart of the matter? And if you don't have heart of the matter there, I can't do it. So
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yeah, for sure.
I have to agree. Yeah, I have to agree. If it doesn't touch my soul, if I can't, if I can't feel what it is that I'm speaking about or what the other person is speaking about, I can't be a part of it.
Mhm.
Because I feel like if it rocks my soul, then it's gonna rock somebody else's soul too. So
Mhm.
I've gotten to the point now to where I'll keep an ear to what's going on, what's new in the hip hop scene, but at the same time, I'm not gonna base my music on it. Like, I'm gonna make what works for me, what I feel comfortable making. And as long as I feel comfortable making what I make, then it is what it is.
Mhm.
Whoever's supposed to listen to the music is gonna listen to the music, regardless.
Bingo.
Yes. Amen. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think the three of you kind of found each other as well. It kind of just looks from that eagle perspective. I mean, just looks like, that's why the three of you had to kind of find each other, because like you were struggling with the same issues, and you guys coming together, I mean, it's really cool, because now you're getting to create something that you believe in, that you can be like, you know what, I stand behind that. This is 100% what I'm trying to say. I believe in that, and take it or leave it.
Yeah. And I'll make a point too. So I know for me, what makes a good song, and it kind of goes back to, putting your all into it, or making sure your truth is there. So like, to take it secular a little bit, when I grew up, my mom had me listening to old school. Like, she had us listening to everything.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I'm very soulful in the music that I make anyway, because of my mom. And so one of her favorite groups was Frankie Beverly and Maze. And like, their music is timeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can listen, you can turn one of their songs on, and like, it don't matter if it's your cousin, your grandma, your neighbor, Sister Tracy, like, it's gonna touch you. And I had the opportunity to be able to see them in concert. It was 2012, I think, 2011, 2012 in Jacksonville, Florida, at Funk Fest. And so they come on, they're doing their set, and I'm just like, I'm wild, because like, this is all my childhood songs that I used to jam in the backseat to. And they got to a point in the concert, and it was at the end of the song, and so they were just holding the one on at the end of the song, and just going for it, just holding that one note. And it was almost like God came in and just transitioned everything. And I was like, I could see his soul. Like, even though he does, your happy music, love and whatnot. Like, I was like, I can tell that man means what he's doing, and he really wants to see joy. You know what I'm saying? Happy feelings. Like, this is really where he's at. And like, you can just see at that moment in time, like, God really came down in transition, and he just stopped everything. He was like, I know you see us traveling all over the place. He was like, but I wouldn't be nowhere if it wasn't for God. Yeah. And like they just went in for a moment. I was just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. And like, it was thousands of people out there. They don't really believe in God. Who believed in God, but it's thousands of people out there, and they were all tuned into that. And it's like, that's how powerful the gift of music is. And it's so dangerous how it's becoming so perverted, and people are just willingly giving themselves over to it. And like, the power and persuasion of what it is people listen to, it can make people do crazy things. Yeah. Like, it's a very powerful place to be in. And like, it's one of those things I know I don't take lightly, and I know my brothers don't either, is that I'm not standing in this place to be the head of where I'm standing. Like, I'm literally standing here to be a speaker for God, and that's it. Like, I don't want to have the onus of power to do anything, because I know the words, tongue holds the power of life and death. And like, you can say some things that'll make someone go out and create or do make the worst decision of their life off your song,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the tangent, but
Yeah. I agree. I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to, because I went from a stage from depression to, living life and, finding God and embracing that through music, because of music. I was completely oblivious to that until I fell to my lowest point, and God knew like music is my language. Like he knew the way he could help me and get to me is through music, and that's where I picked up songwriting again, and that just completely changed my perspective about what am I saying, what am I putting out there, like what am I encouraging people to do or think about. And that's so powerful. And I think, and that's what I can have a problem with all like the commercial stuff you hear on the radio, is because it's wasting that power. It's just kind of, it's for the money. The music is out there for the money, and I'm like, you could do so many cool, powerful things with
right.
your music, and you've chosen to kind of, I don't want to generalize and say every song is like that and every artist is like that, but that's why I kind of stopped listening to the radio, because I just hear the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm like, I'm sick of it. I need fresh music. I need
Right.
like you that give me a completely new perspective, and so I 100% just, I can't agree with what you just said, Sean, because that's an issue that I'm having as well. So, I can totally agree, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Sean said, and Sean, that line was crit too, bro. It was big crit.
Yeah.
It was crit. That's right.
But Eshawn said something similar to that. But gotta get a
Appreciate the correction, bro. It was crit.
Hey, we gotta represent the third coast representative every now and then.
It's great.
But the one thing that I notice whenever we make music is that and I don't really vocalize this with the brothers, but I think they know it about me, is that I really want to hear a certain type of sound. And even in the songs where they might not think the sound is there, I'm like, well, I'll just use this song for something, and then I start sharing the concept, and they're like, oh, that's dope. Like Greg made a song. They both produce, and they both can sing and they can rap. I can just rap, but I'm good with hooks and stuff like that because I'm more so a boom bap traditionalist hip hop. Yeah. So I grew up on a lot of Redman, Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, Jay Dilla, Slum Village. I like a lot of live acoustic hip hop, but I also like that gritty sound that the MPC can give you, and things like that. Pete Rocks and CL Smooth. Gosh, I can go on and on and on. Souls of Mischief with 93 to Infinity. The first time I heard that, it was like something just opened up. And I was like, yo, these brothers they're rapping over jazz, but it's like, like I do. And then, it's so many different things with it. But one thing I noticed when we make music that's beautiful is that someone will have a concept, and the concept it'll take many layers. Like with Lord Send Me a Sign, it was just at the right time. We were in the middle of this coronavirus. We heard, and Greg heard the beat, and he was like, yo, this is it. Like, we got to do something to this. And Sean was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I didn't even listen to the beats because I'm always a slow one. So I didn't listen to the beat because I hear one beat and I stay on it. But you got to listen to this one. And I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to get on this one, guys. Let me grasp this. And when I listened to it after they were telling me about it, and it was like everything that I was facing and I was thinking, it just came out.
Yeah, it
just came out, and it didn't take me any time to write that verse. Like, so organic, because I listened to my brothers, and they were talking to me, and we were all sharing where we were, and before you know it, it just came out. Like when I said, like, it was a line in that song where I said, I don't see him, I be thinking I'm blind. Yeah. It's kind of funny how you how you get closer to the Lord in the darkest of time. So like that was really what I was seeing, because it's like, yo, this corona, I can't see him right now. I feel like I can't see him. I know he's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know this is just a test. He's just seeing what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Gotta be cool, because I know how the Father does. You know what I'm saying? He might just let me get out there. Like, boy, go on, see what you do if you learn anything that taught you. And that song really, it was ministry to me, listening to my brother spit, and then even what came out of me, it was ministry to me.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we make music, I want to make music that I want to hear.
Right.
It's not even about what other people want to hear. It's
Right.
really about, I want to hear this. I want to play this in my car, in my Kia Optima, with the windows down in the winter, and I want to listen to this. Bubble coat on and my hoodie. And some boots. You know, I want to go. I mean, I'm being for real. I might want to go back a little bit to like 94 or 99, 2000 and get that feeling. And that's what I search for, because I know people miss that feeling and they don't even know that they're missing it.
Yes.
That's my normal everyday sense of feeling. It's music that actually was thought provoking, that is provoking me to do better, or leading me in the right direction.
Yeah.
Even in the midst of all this cesspool that's on the radio.
Right.
Needs to be some light, because the one thing about light, when light comes into the room, darkness can't exist anymore.
Yes.
Shadow, if you look at a shadow, you can see through it, can't you?
Yeah.
It's being penetrated by light.
Exactly. My favorite quote is light chases the darkness, but the darkness cannot overcome the light.
Never. Can never. You can see a lighthouse from miles away. You're not even on the coastline.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on now. And the water's throwing up things. So I mean, it's so many things that a light is, and that's why we're to be the salt of the earth. And once we're the salt of the earth, the light is going to shine through us.
Lowry's.
Give flavor to the earth, and then the light's going to burst through.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Preach.
I be telling them every time we do an interview, the preacher will be coming out.
I love it. I love it.
I think to sum everything up, man, what these guys were saying is, iron sharpens iron, and these guys, what I love about this group is these guys push me to be better. You know what I'm saying? And in every aspect possible, not just musically, rapping wise, beat wise, but these guys push me to be better spiritually.
Yeah.
And that's not, not to downplay any situation that I've been in before when it comes to like groups or music or whatever, but these guys take it to a whole nother level with me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get inside the studio or the booth with these guys, like they literally bring out the best in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I love about this group, and that goes around. I'm pretty sure they'll say that, themselves. Like, we bring out the best in each other. So, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And to echo off that point, I know personally I've just been elated with God on how He has brought everything together for us. Because the group was simply an idea that came. I wasn't sitting thinking of N.E.M.G or nothing like that. Like God just gave it to me in my apartment room years ago, and I didn't see all of this, and I didn't see how the blessing it would be, and how it was gonna push me into newer sounds, and to grow spiritually as a man, as a husband, as a father. Like I didn't see all of that whenever He gave me the idea, but to see how us three have come together, as well as our two other producers, Jermaine and Jonathan, and like one of the things that I love the most is that all of us are husbands, all of us are fathers, and all of us are young, and like we're all trying to figure out those waters together. And it's like no one ever comes to the table with the ego or the pride perspective about anything. And like that's in my time of doing music, that's very hard to find. Like
rare,
the spaces I've been in, whether it was what I'm saying, the bands I've played in, or just doing music myself, production, it doesn't matter. You always find spaces where it's just way too much pride in the pool. It's like, where's the help at? Where's the love at? Where's the camaraderie? Like, where's the brotherhood? None of that stuff is seen. And it's sad to say that even in the space of Christianity and music, like it sometimes can be even worse or even more toxic. So I am truly thankful that we are who we are, and all of us are like it's not even like we all just have the same common goal. Like we love music, and we just want to see it. We want to see it work for us and our family, and not just for that, but for others. Like, we really want to be a pillar in the community and put things together for those that are less fortunate. Like, we all have the same heart. And when I sit back and look at it, I'm like, yo, it's crazy, God, how you really, you put this together and you put this person and that person in my heart. And like, I say something to them, and I'm not the badgering person. So I'm not going to be like, oh, bro, you got to do it. You got to come on. Like, it's just one of those things like, hey, I had an idea, and I'll just leave it alone. And I'm like, if I'm like, God, you gave it to me, so I know you're going to speak. You have to confirm it with him if it's meant to be. And like, every time he does it, I'm like, okay. It makes me just even more like, what's the next thing you got? What's the next thing you got? What's the next thing you got? Yeah. And so, just hands down, man, I'm really ready to see what God is going to do, because he's already blown my mind. Like, the stuff that we've accomplished, I know it may be small to some, but it's major to me. Like, it's major.
It's major to all of us, and it's fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
Like, music is fun again for me. Yeah. I used to and it was funny because with people I used to do music with, it was always kind of a competition, and it made me prideful in myself, because I knew that I was good, but I taught them things, so I knew that I was better than them, but it wasn't a braggadocious thing, but they had took on the elements of my pride and their identity.
Yeah.
And they're like that. And I'm like, that's not what I was trying to teach you, but that's what I'm showing you. By not bowing down to the Father with the gift. People say, well, you're good. I said, well, that's God. He's giving me the words. In Genesis, that the word, and the word was, Lord, what's my book? Hold on now. You got to keep it close to you. You got to stay, as I said, you got to stay strapped. You got to stay strapped. I'm trying to see exactly what scripture it is, but I might not find it in quick enough time for the reference. But basically, it's talking about how God is the Word, and the Word is God, and the Word was with God. And
John.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find that quick enough. And normally I do find it.
Talk, I got you, bro.
Today, but y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, that I have to give him props because it's him. Yeah. The love, even the love that I have for the music and the love that I have for my brothers, it's him. I have people in my life that I've known longer than these guys, but I'm closer than with these guys than I am with people I've known longer, because the honesty, the transparency, the accountability, the oneness, like, it's a beautiful thing for me, and I know this for my brothers as well, because sometimes we come together, sometimes we just talk.
Yeah.
And it's been what we needed. It's been what we needed to get to these places, and these brothers know how to put a sense of urgency in me, like, Jamar, you got to get that verse done, because I'm always the last one. And when they said I get there, I'm gonna bring in an anchor leg, I promise you. And they always have faith in me, and they never lose faith. And that right there, that's a blessing too, because you're not all a game. I don't care who you are. Even Peter denied Christ 3 times.
Yes, exactly.
And even Paul was out here persecuting, but that brother wrote 3/4 of the New Testament. Right. He still convicting saints to this day.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we'll put a little more pressure on ourselves as believers than what we should. And God is saying, look, just live, just keep sucking wind. I'm gonna bring you to an expected end. And I'm the Omega, and everything in between got to go through me. Yeah. What it is. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really, I appreciate that, because I think if you appreciate God for your talents, right, it keeps you grounded. It keeps you level-headed. You're like, you know what? I'm grateful for whatever I'm doing, but it's really not me. God gave me this talent. God gave me the opportunity. Like, I have nothing to show for, really, besides actually, making the decision to actually go and do it. But other than that, it's all him. Like, I can't take credit. It's not possible. And it just keeps me just grateful. That's all I can be, is really just be like, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me the talent, and for, and it completely changes just everything around you, the people you then attract into your life and everything. So, what you've got going is just amazing. And I'm a little jealous.
Look, don't be jealous, girl. We can make some music. Don't play. we diverse over here. Look, Greg got songs of all calibers. Sean got songs of all calibers. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But you know, it's no limitations to what God wants to do. You know, it's not by chance that you even found our music. It's not by chance that you heard it. I don't believe in coincidences. Coincidences are. I don't even believe how people can even get the audacity and the level of ignorance that it takes to even believe in a Big Bang. You're telling me an explosion happened and everything held perfectly in place?
Yeah.
if I was to tell you that I bought a brand new home and the money just fell into my account, you'll think I'm a crook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So because I put a PhD in front of my name and I science jargon, then I'm intelligent. Stephen Hawking types now. I go in now. I bring it to you in a North Carolina down home perspective, but I'm going to get.
Yep. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
No coincidence. It's all meant to be. It's all meant to be. It is all meant to be. It's an expected time. To an expected end. It's meant to be. It's predestined.
I 100% agree. I've loved this entire conversation. I could go on and on forever. But I'll ask you one last questions and then I'll let you go to all your busy lives. This is my favorite question because this is not my original question. I can't take credit for it and I won't. But I got it from a different podcast I usually listen to. And I think this question is very interesting because so he says, so this is the scene, right? This is your last day on earth, right? For some reason, all the music you've put out, everything, all the books you've written, everything that you put out there, it's all gone. For some reason, the internet broke down, nobody can find your stuff, but you got all your family and your loved ones and your closest friends around you, and you can tell them 3 truths. There you go. What are they?
For me, that's not too hard. It's not too hard.
Was you dying? Are we dying in the scenario? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's a very dramatic thing, but basically, from everything that you've learned so far in your life, what are the 3 most important things that you think this has changed my life so much? This is what I would pass on to my family and my friends.
Sean, you start that out.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Off the fly, the most important thing I would say, all things work together for you.
I can't hear. Sorry, someone.
So I'll say first thing is all things work together for your good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No matter good and bad, everything has its place. So it finds its way to make sense eventually.
Mm-hmm.
2 would be believe in yourself. So that's coincide. Believe in yourself and believe in what's on the inside, because everything that we're made of and everything you're meant to do is already there. So don't wait on anybody else to be the person to say, oh, you got it. Believe in yourself no matter what.
Yes.
And the third thing is don't be afraid to fail.
That's a good one. I love that.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Perfect.
Put me on the spot on that one.
Yeah. I like to put people on the spot because this is such an interesting question, and I want to know what's like the first thing that comes into mind, because that's usually, what you really feel. And usually, if you have a really long time to think about it, you change your answer like 100 times.
Yeah, you'll change it.
Yeah.
I say for me, God is love, and He did not send His Son to condemn you one bit. He loves you no matter what you do. How many stupid decisions you make, how many stupid things you say, and how many stupid things you continuously think about or even want to pursue. Find you, He's going to hunt you down with reckless abandon, and He's going to love you.
Yes, sir.
because he a good father. Number two,
I just got goosebumps. You saying that. Oh, that just went down. Ooh.
Number two, enjoy every second, even the bad times. Smile and enjoy. If you smile, you'll notice that the bad vibes gonna leave you. Smile, enjoy, and laugh. Laugh at the stupid stuff. If you fall in the middle of the street and you drop your favorite drink, laugh. If you see something, if you see a squirrel fall off a power line, laugh. See a cat avoid death by the last second and screech, laugh. There is. Just go on YouTube and watch silly videos and laugh. Number three, appreciate everyone that God has placed in your life.
Wow. Yeah.
Appreciate them. Appreciate them because they are a reflection of Him. If you understand that and you value that, then people will honor you and they will respect and love you because you are doing something. You are truly honoring the commandment that is love thy neighbor. That's love thy neighbor. And if you do that, I believe a lot of other things will come into place because God is love. So if you learn to love those that are not you, and you learn to love them more than you love yourself, then you're gonna be happy. And happiness is not what we've created it to be. We think possessions are happy because I got the newest shoes, newest car, biggest home, and money. That's not happiness. That's possessions. That's the God of mammon. Now, if you really want happiness, you just need love. My kids, I got the worst day in the world. My kids come up to me and they look at me. My daughter says, "Daddy, you're a superhero." And then she does like this. She said, "You win, Daddy. You're number one." And I want to cry. I want to get on the floor and just rock and cry on the rough days because I'm like, yo, she sees something I can't see. Yeah. And I'm grown. Yeah. So all those things, stay with them, yo. You're going to win, man. Can't lose.
Wow.
Man, honestly, man, these brothers pretty much said everything. It really ain't nothing for me to say, but you know,
follow now.
Yeah, like they said it all. But I think one of the things that stuck out with me with what Jamar said, like what he just said, I'll piggyback off of that. Is just like my kids, especially my daughter,
girls, man,
like she really thinks you can't tell her anything. Like she thinks that I am a celebrity. I've already made it in the music industry, and there's nothing that you can tell her that says otherwise, because I have a YouTube, I have a few followers, I have music on Apple and iTunes and all that good stuff. And she sees that type of stuff and she's like, "Well, Dad, you're on Safari. I can find you on Safari and Internet Explorer and Google Chrome. I see your pictures everywhere." She said, I mean, she just really thinks that I am a celebrity. And I'm just like, baby, I'm not. You see something that I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that it's just appreciating your time that you have with your family and your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't underestimate the times that you have with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just I can't really say anything because they've said it all, but that's the one thing that stuck out to me the most. It's just being with your family and appreciating those times. Appreciating the good times, the bad times, the in between, because those times are gonna make you who you are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Real. That's real, brother. That was good. You talking about that? You know what to say. That was good. Well, it was ready too.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here because you know that's woo. That's yeah. I need like a you know the little podcast things they have, and then you can like push the buttons, and then they have like sound effects. I would have.
I'm with you.
I need to level up, you know. Guys, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much. I mean, God, I love it. Thank you so much for just, you know, just being you guys and kind of finding back also kind of to your original roots and really figuring out what you want to do and like sticking with that. So really like that's what really drew me to your music, where I'm just like, wow, this is different. This is something you know, I want to support, I want to be part of, I want to see more of, hear more of, and thank you so much, because you know it's hard, and especially if it's, you know, something that's not really popular or really supported that much. It's hard to be like, yeah, I believe that, and take it or leave it. It's always hard to say. It's easy to say, "I'll just be yourself and do whatever you want," but when you're actually doing it, and you like you said, you lost your friends, and you kind of had to kind of leave your old life behind and kind of start something fresh and new. It's it's always hard to do that.
It is.
It is. It is.
It is.
And we
So,
appreciate the opportunity for you having us too.
Yes.
And
oh, this was
right here.
fun. This was a blast. Like, this is just fun for me. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Definitely. Mine was blown when you reached out. Now I copied the whole thing. It was like, yo, like some girl from Germany just asked us to be on a podcast. It's in Germany, bro. It's in Germany, man.
Yeah,
I asked him, I'm like, bro, she ain't in Germany. She's in America, bro. I seen her in Oregon on one of the pictures or something. I was like, she can't be in Germany. He's like, bro, she in Germany.
No, I can promise you, I'm in Germany. I can show you all the snow outside my window. It's yeah, no.
I want to go to Germany so bad. Oh, you know.
You should. When you come and visit, you should come. If you come to Germany, come and visit. That's what I'm trying to say. Other way around.
Got you.
It's not to brag or anything, but it's a really beautiful place, and I live like smack middle of the mountains, so it's really nice. Yeah, so anytime, you know, you're more than welcome to come, because you know it was just a blast. So thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough, because like you guys are awesome. So where can people go and check you guys out? Because you guys are a blast. You guys are amazing. So where can they find your music, social media?
Go Beans. I'll cover the group stuff. So we're heavily on Instagram for the most part. You can find us at What Up NEMG, WHATUP NEMG. My handle on Instagram is It's the Street Box Beat.
That's cool.
I was like, okay, spell it for a second. ITSASTREET. I think I left out the Z on there. BEAT.
I link everything up anyway, so they'll find you regardless of
and
your.
Then as far as the music, so we have 2 singles out currently. So Sweet and Lord Send Me a Sign. You can find them on any platform, but we're kind of in the rebranding phase. So the Freeze, which is the last project that me and Jamar did before we became a group of 3, will be coming back up here in the next month or so. So you'll be able to stream it. And if you want to hear the catalog, so all of our music is on Bandcamp, which is NEMG.bandcamp.com. So you can see where it started from grassroots to where it is now. So
that's cool.
Just that you go there and check everything out, and the floor is to these guys here so they can give their information and what they got going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So to piggyback off of what he just said, as far as the catalog is concerned, and all the singles, any projects that we've done collectively, and solo projects, all of those are on there. As far as social media is concerned, you can find me on Instagram at Gregory Luster Music, and that's the same thing for Facebook. And then on Instagram, on Twitter, is just Greg Luster Music. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's still a lot.
Mine is real simple. It's just Everyday Jamar. Everyday Jamar.
Perfect.
I'm a simple man with a lot of words.
Yeah, for someone that can rap faster than I can think. Yeah. So it's like all social media.
Oh yeah, we also have a oh, I mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, bro. You better drop it.
Yeah.
Oh, all I was gonna say was we have a we're working on a new project as a group collectively, and we're looking to drop the EP. I want to say like maybe late March, early April, somewhere along there.
Late spring.
And so that's like I said, yeah. So that's gonna be an EP, and we're gonna be dropping another EP later on that this year. And in between that time, we're gonna have like solo projects that we're doing along the way. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Ooh, okay. So 2 EPs in 1 year.
Trying to, yeah.
Yes,
cool.
yes.
I love it. Bring it.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
She said, "Bring it."
I'm hyped. After that, I need more music.
You're gonna get it. Trust me.
You gonna get it. Trust me.
As me and Jamar say, if Bandcamp should hold you over until the new stuff comes.
Yes, it should.
I have 2 projects on there by myself. Jamar has 1 project by himself. Greg has a project and a half. Has a project and an EP. Then we have the free, so it's plenty of music there to listen to. But definitely we're working to create the new, because we're in and out. So.
Just send me the links to your projects and stuff, and I'll link everything up. Plus, I'll link up all your social media, so people will have no problem finding you guys at all. I'll make sure of that. Yeah. So thank you so much again for being on here and spending so much time with me and talking with you about projects that are so personal to your heart. And, I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
This is awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you for listening to the Musician's Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Alise Koa. I hope you got to learn something new about producing or songwriting or mental health when it comes to making music, the fears that most musicians have when making music. So everything that's behind the scenes, behind making music, you will learn it here, because I am basically talking to anyone that makes music all around the world. So I have a great privilege to learn all of that, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So follow this podcast if you enjoyed what you heard today, and go and share it with somebody that you think could enjoy this episode as well, benefit and learn from it. And as always, there's more information at alisekoa.com/podcast. Talk to you soon. Bye.
The apple of his eye, ain't no take back. We go way back. N.E.M.G is the squad, you can face that. You can face that. Face that like the mirror in the morning. Every day I